School Louisville boy like Reese Gaines. I know we were cool back then, but things changed. Your chick give me brain, my chicken's free range. Reporting live from the fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Crack Paddles podcast. I am your host, Alex Crum, alongside my right-hand man,
Kevin Dong.
Kevin Dong. I thought I'd let you speak for yourself this time around, Kev.
I'm always on my toes, ready for this intro.
Kev, it's been a while. A lot of traveling, a lot of moving, a lot of shaking, a lot of crying, a lot of whining from me. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I played a tournament last weekend, not this most recent weekend, and then I just been chilling and getting ready to get back to the grind. So we're like full steam ahead post wedding, and it just feels good to be back.
Feels good to be back. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Kevin.
I think it's a few more speed bumps in your journey right now, from what it sounds like.
Yes, and I just want to go ahead and preface this. I want to apologize to the audience in advance for me just sounding like a whiny baby this entire episode, but it is what it is. That's what this podcast is for. So I am all right, Kevin. I have had a really miserable case of bronchitis ever since Saturday night, where I've basically just been coughing nonstop, basically haven't left the couch, finally ventured outside and did a couple lessons. Not contagious, folks. Got some meds. So finally tomorrow I'll get back to training, get my head on again. But yes, I had an absolutely miserable 2 weeks for a whole host of reasons. So should I start at the beginning?
So you got two tournaments to recap, right? One challenger and then the PPA Cincy, which was a slam. And
Correct.
Then I have a money ball to recap. Also, I went and watched the PPA Cincy tournament, and then we'll have some viewer Q&A at the end. So that's the overall agenda for today. But go ahead, kick it off with your challenger experience.
Thank you. Okay, well, it all started, I guess, Wednesday night, the night before the Challenger, and I love the Challenger events. I love the PPA Challenger team. Jacob and everybody there does a wonderful job. I was excited to play this one. Now, mind you, the main reason that I was going to play this Challenger is because we were meant to have a tailgate event at UCF, where, again, we were going to incorporate pickleball. Players were going to be able to get a duper rating, 3 temporary courts. We were partnering with the Orlando Squeeze. We were doing all these things. Come to find out, 3 days before the event, the Regency Board of Regents was going to charge us like $30,000 for the space. So, needless to say,
you and
me and Dalton, my agent, and so needless to say, we don't have $30K to be forking over for this event. So that really bummed me out. So I think that was Wednesday. But I'm like, all right, like I love competing, I love competition. I'm just happy to go out there to compete. I'm not afraid to lose. This is Wednesday. Wednesday night, I get an email from the PPA player liaison, Dylan, wonderful gentleman. And there's a new UPA paddle approved list that has been sent to us. So I'm scrolling down casually. I look for the P's. I see no Proton. And I'm like, well, this has to be a glitch or this has to be some sort of mistake. So I immediately text Andre Daescu and I'm like, what's the word here? He's like, nope, like we're not on the list. And I'm like, okie dokie. So I'm reaching out. I was told, okay, it's just being tested. This should all be figured out by the weekend. So I'm like, I continue to practice with my paddle. I continue to do all that. Flash forward to Friday morning, and we're still not on the list.
It's like a day and a half later.
Yeah, a day and a half later, and I'm like, should I even play singles? Like, I don't want everyone to think I'm a weenie, but I do like a lot of weird stuff to my paddle. Like, I'm very persnickety when it comes to my setup. Like, I need to be comfortable with what I'm playing with, or I'm just like totally nullified as a player. And I'll get into why later. But so that was a bad start. Someone ends up throwing me like my man Pungi. He was like, this Franklin, the green Franklin. He's like, this is the closest thing to the Flamingo. It's nothing like the Flamingo. Absolutely nothing like the Flamingo. Yeah, my weight is not even near what it normally is. My setup, I don't have my Hesicor. I don't have my flick weight. I got nothing. So I played singles. I lost in the quarters in a game to 15 to George Rangeloff, that little rat. No,
the main draw was a game to 15.
Let me tell you about Orlando in September. And I'm like the biggest Orlando guy you'll ever meet in your life. I go to Universal like twice a year. But in Orlando in September at 3 o'clock, it just rains every day. And it just pours. So it rained. They're trying to get 1,000 matches in. We play one game to 15. I mean, it was a bad quality match. I don't even think he played very well. I was joking with him after the match. I said, Rangeloff, I'm 2-0 against Fed Stackstreet. I'm 2-0 against Chris Hayworth. I'm 0-2 against George Rangeloff. The other time we played was in Lakeland when it was like 30-mile-an-hour wind. I was like, you little whippersnapper. One of these days I'm going to get you indoors and I'm going to two-piece you, Rangeloff. So anyway, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like everyone had to play with different paddles. The way that I play pickleball is fast and furious. I think when I'm at my best, I have a top 10 serve, a top 10 return, and a top 10 drive. If you take away those three things from me, like I'm very pedestrian. Like I am. Like those are my strengths. Like flash forward to doubles on Saturday, me and Juan Benitez, God bless his soul, our plan was like, I'm going to rip, I'm going to take most thirds, and he's one of the best crashers in the game. Well,
Very athletic.
I can't swing. I'm like check swinging serves. I'm check swinging returns. I can't hit a drive in the court. So he took every third, and I just sat on the right and hit cup dinks cross court. So if that tells you any way of which, how I was affected by this, that should tell you all you need to know. He drug us through 3 matches, a truly heroic performance, and then we ultimately lost. We lost to Travis Rettenmeyer and Chris Crouch or something, who's a good team. But again, I felt like the whole time in Orlando, I was competing with one arm behind my back. Just not an enjoyable experience for me at all to feel like I was the diet Walmart version of myself out there.
The TEMU AC version coming out.
I mean, yes, times 10. Mind you, it's 400 degrees in Orlando this weekend. I'm talking within 15 minutes, you need a new pair of shorts. That's my biggest metric for what I know it's too hot and humid to be doing stuff outside. Obviously you sweat through your shirt, you change shirts multiple times throughout the day. If I'm having to rip a pair of shorts after every match, that's how I know that I should just be in a pool. I should not be playing pickleball right now.
Did you come prepared with electrolytes, bananas, and granola bars, and any other sort of snacks, or did you make the same mistake as?
No. I had my boys from Stride Athletics. Shout out Juan Bonilla. He came through. He hooked me up with a chicken Caesar wrap. I was chugging water. I had, I think, multiple bananas that day. So that wasn't it, but it was just a miserable experience top to bottom. In mixed, me and my girl Ava, we lost to 2. I think they're both in 7th grade. This kid, Parth something, and his partner. Now, to be fair, these little youngsters ended up winning bronze. They beat Anwar Brahman. They almost beat Brandon French and his partner. They were good, but I knew we were gonna lose right before when we were warming up. This little kid, this sweet little Parth, he was like, Crack Paddles podcast, man. I love the pod. And I'm like, we're going to lose to this kid. If a little kid ever tells you that he loves his podcast before you play, I got this stupid Franklin paddle. It's 8,000 degrees. I knew right then and there we were going to lose.
That because he's scouted every little thing. He knows, he's seen all your videos requesting partners. He knows your rants about how bad your dinks are, how great your returns and serves are and thirds. He's like, I know exactly how to play him.
I'm telling you, Kevin, if I could hit a serve like I normally can, we would have won 15-5.
Okay, gotcha.
I would have knocked this little 15-year-old girl's block off. I couldn't even do that with his stupid marshmallow Franklin paddle. Anyway, I'm like, all right, I need to get out of here. I remember seeing a CC's Pizza attached to a giant mini golf complex. I'm like, I need to go to CC's Pizza. I've burned 10 million calories this week. I need to eat 75 slices of pizza. I need to watch football. We got a Grand Slam in Cincinnati this week. Hopefully the paddle stuff will be figured out by then. Okay? So I go to CC's Pizza. I take a nap. I fly home Monday. I'm texting with my Proton peeps. They're like, yeah, we're hoping we're going to be good for tomorrow. I'm like, all right. I drill with my Flamingo. I play the best I've ever played in my life. I won, I pickled Ben Bosing, who's a good doubles player, in skinny singles. I've never even sniffed a pickle in skinny singles against anybody up until this point. But pretty late or pretty early on in the day, Monday, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to use something else. So I grabbed this old Yola from my parents' basement that I beat Pablo Tellez with. I'm like, at least I have some history with this paddle.
The Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, which I don't hate that paddle. It's still not like exactly my cup of tea. And then yeah, so I beat Blaine Javinier pretty bad. I don't think he played very well, but beat him pretty bad. Then me and Juan Benitez beat Ryan Sherry and Ivan Yakolovich, which was a good win for us. I was like, I need to get this man Juan a main draw victory. Like this poor guy has been dragging my carcass through the mud as I'm hitting meatball serves and meatball returns. He's like, this is not what I signed up for. So actually, I played better in that match and was happy to get through, which ultimately sets up my next match with Federico Stackstrud the next day. So in the meantime, the Proton Roadrunner gets approved, okay, which is not the Flamingo. It is an edgeless paddle. It is very, very soft. I was teaching with it today. I actually kind of like it. Like it's soft. The aesthetic is super duper cool. But I'm texting with the Proton people, and they're like, Mark, this guy Mark who works for Proton, he's on a red-eye flight from Scottsdale with like a suitcase of like 80 Roadrunners to the venue. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I love Proton. I love the people there. I'm like, they have tried so hard to get this paddle approved. They've been flying. They've been calling. They've been doing whatever. I'm like, I'm a Proton guy. I'm going to play with the Proton paddle. I think it was me and Jeannie Bouchard were the only two Proton people who ended up going to the Roadrunner. Everybody else was like, listen, we've been practicing with the Yolas, the Paddle Techs, this, that, and the third. We're sticking with that. I was like, no, I'm a Proton guy. Give me the Roadrunner.
Kawamoto's Yola, Andre Dascu, Yola, CJ. I'm pretty sure he was using a Luz until it failed on the last day, and he used the Franklin. And then I don't know who else off the top of my head, but like they all stuck with whatever they were using at the time.
Right. So I did not, which I hope like that was a show of good faith for me there. Do I think I could have maybe done better with like the Yola because I practiced with it? Maybe, but that wasn't important to me. So let me just say this, okay? I am on board with UPA cracking down and trying to get some sort of regulatory system in place here, all right? I like Jason Aspis quite a lot. He's been somebody that's been in my corner since I kind of came onto the scene. I like Jason a lot. I am behind what they're doing. And the reality is this. Paddle companies were fully aware that these new standards were going to be implemented since January 1st. So this wasn't like, I know a lot of the players were maybe taken aback, myself included, but that's kind of on us. But like this was always going to happen September 1st. Like if you go back and look at the history of it.
So can you clarify, do you think this is more on the UPA or do you think this is on the paddle manufacturers for not determining if the results were going to pass their paddles or not? Because like if they knew this deadline was coming, was it on the paddle companies to get all this tested or was it on the UPA to give the results back?
I think more on the paddle companies. Now, so I talked to Charles, CEO of Proton, and I stand by them. Like what their logic here is, we're going to submit paddles that we think are the closest we can get to being right under the line, right? Like we want our players to have the absolute
most competitive edge. Correct.
Now, I think what they misjudged was how much time this would take, because when you fail, if it fails, from my understanding, it goes to the back of the line, right? So I think they sort of thought like, okay, well, we'll test it. If it fails, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. So again, like the people at Proton like worked tirelessly to get this done in the time. Maybe they misjudged the time, and then also like at some point.
Like, which brands were affected the most, right? Like, Proton, Pickle, because Tyro's playing with the Franklin.
Yeah, Proton, Pickle. I mean, there's even a lot of the Yola models, like I guess the Yolas that they're using now are not because there for a while.
Yeah, the different Yolas.
The pros were getting like super gritty Yolas, and now they're not. They're getting the Charmin babyface soft faces. So. Look, to me, it appears they're cracking down on spin, which I don't necessarily agree with. Like, I would almost lean towards less power, more spin, but it is what it is. So, look, the Flamingo's back on the list. That's what I'm going to be practicing with. Again, I don't necessarily need a lot of power, but I need to be able to swing freely, right? Like, I take massive, savage cuts at the ball. And if I don't try, I do. Like, I play like a maniac. Like, I hit my returns as hard as I can, and most of the time they go in.
They do, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I can't do that, if I can't play with confidence, I just turn into a pumpkin. So I think if you give me a week with any paddle, I'll figure it out and play my game. But it was just like the lack of reps that I had. Maybe it's my fault, whatever. It just made it a very, very not fun experience for me. And I've always been one to say, like, it's the wizard, not the wand. And I'll clarify my stance on that now after these 2 weeks. Any good wizard can learn how to use any wand. With that being said, when you are in a dueling competition against the other best wizards in the world, and they have their wand that they've battled with and lost with and won with, and you've got a wand that you don't quite really trust, like, I'm casting one spell and then I'm getting a flare sent back at me, right? Like, I consider myself a highly skilled wizard. Some of the skills that some of the spells that I'm trying to cast, you would not recommend your average wizard to cast. Like, I'm doing things on a pickleball court that you should not do. Like, I'm trying to hit third shot winners from my ankles. You know what I'm saying?
Or we're seventh shot winners from the baseline.
Correct, and I've done it. Check the tape against Colin Johns. I've done it. But, like, when I don't have that full level of trust, again, I'm not nearly as good of a wizard, Kevin. So
that's totally fair. But that's
really
totally
all I have to say about that. Hold on, let me make sure my computer's charged. Sorry. We're good.
That's totally fair. But I will say, CJ Klinger was, also had the same issue. Was using a Luz paddle, and then he's using it the whole week. So he's got all these matches with it, and then 20 minutes before the bronze medal match, it fails the test, and he has to switch to a Franklin paddle, and he figures it out the 20 minutes before and during the match, and they get third.
Okay. Yes, but again, I agree with you on that, right? Like, people like a Ben Johns, a CJ Klinger, but, like, CJ's not ripping the ball. Like, CJ is ultimately more skilled than I am. If you play just like traditional pickleball, I think it's less of a, because I can still dink.
I think it's easier. Yeah,
I can still, like, he wants to just drop, get to the line, and have you speed up at him. That's what he wants. That's the exact opposite of what I want. I don't want you to hit one ball hard at me when I'm at the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to end the point before I get up there. And if I can't do that, you know what I mean?
That's fair, right? He's just hey, I'm gonna play
with my particular game style. Like, if my style was just like you, for example, like, you're very skilled at the line. Your movement is elite. You're good at the line. You counter well. I don't think you play with you can play with a new paddle every 2 weeks. But
I think if my partner was hitting all the thirds, I could function. Like, I do think, to your point, I think my thirds would suffer the absolute most from changing paddles, but everything else would be, like, close enough.
Fine. That's just not the case for me, dude. Like, I'm trying to hit my serve. I'm trying to hit an ace on the serve. Like, I'm trying to make sure you don't return. Like, that's what I bring to the table, man.
True.
Like, hitting clean winner drives. Like, that's like driving and crashing on my own drives. If I can't do that, again, this is more of just like a me problem. But if, like I said, if you take away my serve, my return, my drive, like, I am no different from your aunt down the street who just, like, I'm not. Like, that's what makes me elite. Am I working on the other things? Sure.
But just to give you credit, those three things are so elite, your serve, return, and drive, those three things are so elite that it does make you at that level of, like, all the rest of the top, like, of, the top half of PPA pros for sure for doubles, and only climbing further.
Yeah, but again, like, that's just why, like, because, like, people are like even like my girlfriend, she's like, you look the same out there. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, you don't know. I'm hitting the ball. I'm hitting the freaking the softest serve you ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, fast forward.
All right. Video's different than in person too.
100%. So I play Federico. I was like not super confident going to that match. Number one, I knew he was going to want to come out there and knock my block off. Yeah, I mean, he made some tactical changes. Like he returned every ball to my forehand with a lot of pace. Now, to be fair, I was hitting like just absolute freaking cream puffs in the middle of the service box. So like he could do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, he played well. I kind of, after the first set was over, I was like, forget this. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't hit a forehand, couldn't hit a serve. I missed like 5 serves in the first game. Like, it just was one of those things where I was like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, I had no confidence out there. And again, if I'm playing against top 20-ish player, maybe I can just kind of survive. But like playing against him when he wanted it that bad, there was just like no shot. So.
I know you were probably making it a little bit easier because you're saying you're not hitting your serves and returns as much as you normally would, but it did look like Fed was playing possessed. Like he
was, yeah. And I mean, look, Fed could beat me if I had the Elder Wand. Like obviously, like I could play a really, really good match and lose to Fed, obviously. Yeah. Like, but it certainly didn't help. Like I think he had a game plan going in. Which I think he just totally. I mean, I commentated his match against Chris Hayworth. I think he like did a lot wrong tactically in that one, namely just like trying to play baseline points with him. Yeah. But anyway, I think he had a good game plan. He executed. I was just like unhappy that, and he was playing with like a slightly different Yola as well. To be fair, so but yeah, it is what it is. Look, I'm still 2-1 against that guy. I'll see him again soon. Nothing but love for Fed.
Hold on to that winning record.
He actually just texted me like 2 hours ago. I was like, "Are you in Florida yet? Want to play singles?" And I was like, "No, I'm in Kentucky, about to do a podcast with Kevin Dog." But close. All right, last thing, and I'll stop talking. Yeah, we played Ben and Gabe in doubles. We lost 4-4, which, I mean, we did a lot better than a lot of other teams in that tournament. Normally, under normal circumstances, I would have been super excited for that match because I just would have went absolutely like, you know,
full send it at that point.
Full send it, yeah. And I mean, like, I think like what we were doing well there, where we won points, where I was just ripping balls, like very gently ripping balls, and Juan crashing. Like we had a decent amount of success, and we were up 4-3-1 in the second. But like again, my serves were soft, my returns were soft, like drives were less than they normally are. So yeah, I mean, it was fun to play against them, but I definitely would have been more fired up if I felt like I was firing on the way that I normally am. I also, to be fair, I don't think they really try until like the round of 16. Not that they don't try, but like Ben is probably thinking I could eat I don't know if I want to say that. Ben could take, I was going to say he could take Xanax and come out there and beat us, but Ben could drink 4 cups of Tylenol PM and waltz out there and probably take out me and Juan Benitez. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like they, in those first couple of rounds, like they're kind of playing around. Like Ben and I had some fun exchanges. He's speeding up balls that maybe he wouldn't otherwise. Because you see that sometimes with them. Same thing with AL. Like in the round of 16 and 32, you're like, oh, whoa, it was 7-7. And then they play Matt Wright and Eric Onsens, and it's like 1-0. And you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Like that's in Vegas. I saw a little bit of that. So it was cool to be on that stage and like not get double pickled, but I do think we would have fared better, you know, all things considered. But shout out to my guy Juan Benitez. He did not necessarily get the AC experience that he signed up for. I'm gonna have to like let him forget about that whole experience, and maybe he'll give me a shot down the line again.
So you lost 4-4, is that right?
Yes.
Did your duper go up?
No.
Oh, it didn't. Okay.
No. My duper got annihilated the last 2 weeks as well. Mostly in Orlando, but
okay. Gotcha. I was just fact checking you there. I was curious, but
right now feels like the perfect time to talk about our friends at Midwest Racket Sports, MidwestRacketSports.com. We love Midwest Sports. They have been an industry leader in the tennis world for going on 40 years now. They have recently taken the cold plunge into the icy, murky pickleball waters. And boy, If you need a UPA approved paddle, check the list. Go to MidwestRacketSports.com. They have one of the best selections of paddles. PPA, UPA, USAP, they've got it all. Go to MidwestRacketSports.com. They also have an incredible demo program, Kevin, if you want to try out a few. Maybe try out one that's only USAP approved. Then you want to try out one that's UPA approved. Then you want to try out one that's on the new UPA approved list. Midwest Racket Sports has you covered. You can use code CP15 to get 15% off. We can't thank them enough for partnering with us. Anything you'd like to say about Midwest Racket Sports? Bryson, our man Bryson, just did a clinic with Tyson McGuffin today. So Bryson of Midwest Sports, he said, AC said I need to start posting more. Bryson, start posting more. He's out there with Tyson McGuffin. We love Bryson. We love Tyson. We love Midwest Racket Sports.
And Bryson from Midwest also just got a bronze medal in the 5-0 division for PPA mixed. So they know what they're doing over there, all right? So you can trust them.
They're doing. MidwestRacketSports.com, code CP15. Gear up, game on.
Love it. Yeah.
So, I wrap up. The next 2 days I went and I did commentary with Mish McMahon, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm angling for a Pickleball TV job in case the playing thing doesn't work out.
Hey, Maggie, my wife Maggie, actually texted me while I was working. She was like, "Hey, like AC's doing commentary right now. He sounds great." I was like, "What? You're watching Pickleball TV? He's playing." Yeah,
I know, it's funny. My girl, same thing. Like Jordan is always watching Pickleball TV. Like, I don't know, it's a fun little thing to do, I guess, to pop in and pop out. Yeah, honestly, I'm probably better. Well, this week I was certainly better at commentary than pickleball, but I enjoy doing it. It was a lot of fun, and I had a lot of people text me and say, "Wow, you're a natural at this," which I already knew. So thank you, I appreciate it. I also just want to say I had probably like 20 to 30 people over the course of the last couple tournaments come up to me and be like, "We listen to Crack Paddles, we love the podcast," and so shout out to you guys. They may not listen again after listening to me rant for 30 minutes in this episode, but we genuinely appreciate you guys, and it's super cool to meet you in person. And normally I'm not as crabby as I was maybe when you met me this week.
Hey, you're allowed to have at least one bad attitude day per year. That's my rule with my friend group. It's like, hey, everyone can come to practice and have a bad attitude one day a year. Ideally, not more, but like the goal is like realistically, you're not gonna have zero. Like everyone's gonna have a bad day every 365 days. So this is your bad day / 2 weeks.
Well, right. I was a crab for like a full 2 weeks, so I need to not be a crab again for like another couple of years.
Right.
But anyway, in conclusion, like I'll be honest with you, Kev, I take absolutely zero from these 2 weeks. Maybe what I'll take is that like you can't always control your circumstances, but you can control your attitude. Because again, like I wasn't a jerk or anything, but I definitely looked like a sad sack out there. Like even when I beat Blaine Havanier like 1-6, like again, my girlfriend was like, "You just look like you'd rather be anywhere else." And I'm like, "I can't have forehand." She's like, "Yeah, your forehand looks good." I'm like, "No, it's not." So anyway, I take nothing from this. My Flamingo's back on the approved list. Shout out to Proton. Shout out to UPA. We'll get a handle on this thing. Let me play with my Flamingo, please. I'm excited for like a couple weeks to really like get healthy and work hard, and then firing up in October. So I still think I'm playing an extremely high level. Like I don't really take anything away from it.
For sure.
But yeah, just look to move forward, buddy, and shake this bronchitis.
Yeah. Hopefully quickly so you can get back to training.
Yeah, Cincinnati though, like the venue is insane. We can talk about that a little bit if you want.
They renovated the venue for the Cincinnati Open for like the ATP WTA event. It's part of the US Open series for tennis. And basically the private equity company that owned the event, they were like, "Hey, if Cincinnati, the city of Cincinnati doesn't invest in this renovation, we're going to pull this event and move it to Charlotte." So basically the city dumped a bunch of money, made everything even nicer than it already was, and it looks gorgeous. Like it everything about it, like from like ground up just looks better than it was before. And I mean, it was already a pretty nice experience for everyone. So I don't know. I mean, you had access to like the pro lounge, which sounded like it was even next level too. Like,
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, it was next level. Like I've never been to a pickleball tournament that felt like that level of professional. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the biggest tennis tournaments in the world, and so like we as pickleball players are getting to share the same amenities that they did. I mean, there's, you know, big screen TVs, massive player lounge, ping pong tables, and practice courts, and it was just a world class event. Like the stadium, the center court was awesome. The two grandstand courts were awesome. Like it felt professional. That's like the biggest thing I can say. Like
there were practice courts back in the player lounge?
back by the player lounge. Yeah, there was 4.
Wow.
So yeah, like I honestly like that's one thing that I think PPA definitely has a leg up on everyone else in the world. It's like if you come to that event, you're like, all right, this feels like where the big dogs play. So I wish, again, like I was really looking forward to this tournament, and you know, still did better than I did 2 years ago when I played for the first time. But yeah,
against
just
me
a little bit against. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
Good point. But yeah,
sorry.
so a little bit unfortunate, but I still, all things considered, it was super cool to be a part of it in some way.
You know what's crazy is that I didn't realize that they had pro practice courts that were completely separate from the rest of the courts, because I got lucky and I like on Monday, I was at the site and I ended up playing some mixed doubles with Tyra against Jesse Irvin and B Lane, and I was like, huh, like I'm surprised I'm surprised they were like just playing out in the open instead of like on those other courts.
Well, they were like very close together and like so like maybe I don't know, from a spacing, and obviously
Gotcha.
they were competing on the other ones there.
Gotcha. And then same thing, like on Saturday, I was at the site and I got to warm up J-Dub and CJ before they played Ben and Cabe. And unfortunately, I didn't warm them up well enough because they didn't get the win, but that was definitely an experience.
Yeah, who are you supposed to? Who is your partner?
It was Cam Chafin, 14-year-old who just got signed.
Yeah,
I literally think he's the best 14-year-old on planet Earth at pickleball, and generally my favorite 14-year-old to talk to because he's actually a great guy. But yeah, it was
his parents are super cool too. Very nice people.
Oh, for sure.
So is he Ben Johns in that role in your Tardio?
We were playing straight up, but definitely when I was on the right, I was trying to hunt a little bit. But dude, like, obviously CJ and J-Dub are probably taking it easy to some extent. They're like not gonna like go 100% balls to the wall for the warm up before the real thing. But my God, CJ is scary, dude. Like, you know, J-Dub's flicks are good, obviously, but CJ's hand speed, it's like the reload. It's not really like the first one. It's the fact that the second and third are just like still nukes and they're still going down, and it's like, oh my God, like this is crazy.
Yeah, and that guy like doesn't miss a dink either. Like he'll sit there. He can take balls out of the air. He can attack out of the air. How many words total were exchanged between you, J-Dub, and CJ? Over 6.
Oh, definitely under. I would put the over under on like 2. Like, well, okay, like on court, like
I'm saying, was it like, hey, you guys want to play? Sure. Is that it?
I feel like I said a couple, like I talked to CJ a tiny bit off the court, maybe just like literally like a few words, but on court, yeah, it was just like, hey, let's play.
Yeah, nothing.
It was like, oh, you want the ball?
Here you go. No, those guys are great, man. I love it. CJ especially, man. He's just such a sweet kid and such a freak talent. Like it's crazy to see like somebody like that like become like an absolute killer on the court. He's just like the sweetest, quietest kid off, and then he steps onto that arena and he's just an absolute monster.
Yeah. Which, yeah, it was nuts. It really, like, I'm telling, like, the first counter didn't feel like it was like so crazy, like completely different league. It was really like the extended hands battle where it was like, oh, like I can get one back, but I'm not getting 3, 4, 5, 6. Like this is yeah. And but it was like, it was also fun because it was like, oh, like it was like a roller coaster of like bunch of grade points and then a bunch of points where we were getting outclassed. then bunch
Yeah.
of great points, and then, oh, these guys are better than us. Oh, good points. Oh, this is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, you're trying to not get embarrassed. That's all. You just want to hold your own, make sure you give them some good reps for the match.
Yeah, exactly. Which, hey, the flick was flicking. I will say that. I was like, all right, at least like my one thing still works. Like,
Yeah, see, you're lucky in that regard. Like, doesn't matter. The flick is your flick. Like, doesn't matter what paddle you have.
well, it's the same as your drive. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you can.
I think it does matter because I feel like the extra pop does.
Yeah, but not
zing it
as
more.
much though.
It's fair.
I feel like you would still be like comfortable. Like I literally was swinging like the whole freaking time, man. It was
Yeah.
disgusting.
That's
Disgusting.
That's tough.
But whatever. It is what it is.
You want to go over? I got a couple other headlines from the tournament.
Okay, yeah, go through them.
So Anna Bright, Anna Lee lose to the Kawamotos, and then the Kawamotos end up winning gold. Two things. One,
I got a mixed partner.
Oh, you did? Who is it?
Laura. I don't know her last name, bro. This
Okay,
Australian broad.
Well,
She's very
congrats.
good though. She made the quarters in Vegas.
Solid. And
Shout out to
singles or
Wambani.
doubles?
Doubles. No, singles. Juan Benitez
Okay.
connected us. I got to pay him a finder's fee now. I don't know what do you think is appropriate? It probably
Is that real? That he does?
I mean, I'm gonna pay him a finder's fee, but like, what
is that
25
standard
bucks?
or is that like just a?
He's
nice
because
guy thing?
I think he's like very well connected in the space. So like he's always like he knows everybody from like South Florida and just like he coaches and all that. So I think he was like doing it so much to the point where like he was like, all right, I need to charge for this.
Wow.
I think it's just like whatever I want to send him. I'll
Okay.
send him $25.
Well.
That's like a number one at Chick-fil-A these days. All right. Anyway, I got a mixed partner. Let's go.
All right. Anna Bright, Anna Lee lose for the second tournament in a row. In the pickleball world, everyone's always freaking out. Like, is that time to hit the panic button, or do you think they're gonna switch it up, stay together? Also, by the way, the Kawamotos played unreal. Like it was literally just like they can't miss. Like they already can't miss, and then I feel like this week they're also just countering better than ever before. And maybe that's a little bit because they're using the YOLO Pro 4s over the Proton, but that's also kind of a tough look. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
you might not want to say anything, but
I mean, no,
yeah.
I don't. It's I'm sure they weren't thrilled by that. I think it's like stylistically, it was kind of just like the perfect storm because they are so good. Like their resets and their dinking and just like they don't miss. Their backswings are so short, so compact. Everything is just boop, boop.
Yeah.
It's like they're scooping the ball wherever they want it to go. They have total control over the ball. Annalie and AB speed up like a lot off the bounce, off the line. So like obviously it's easier to counter off the line or when they're a little bit further off the line. So like I think it was
and the
perfect
Kawamotos play further off the line.
Correct. So like they're countering from like here rather than it being normally. So I think it's I mean, the Kawamotos have had a lot of success when they've played together. So yeah, I don't think you're going to see. I think if anything, I think AB and Annalie are going to be like, all right, like, because they were just bulldozing through anybody. Like both of them can slow it down, right? I think that they like their first couple tournaments, they were just absolutely annihilating everyone playing bully ball. I would look to see them try to play a little bit more of a
Variety.
not traditional, but yeah, implement a little more variety, and I think they'll start beating everyone badly again. Like I don't see like what is it? Annalie's not going to play with Georgia. She's not going to play with Tyra. Like I think you're going to see this for a while, honestly.
Hey, either way, it's definitely better for the fans to have a little more parity in the sense
For
of
sure,
like,
for
oh,
sure.
is it not going to be Anna Lee winning every single tournament? Great, like Georgia and Tyra or Kawamotos or there's a couple other teams that are going to hopefully be challenging the top dogs a little more frequently.
100%.
Okay, last update from PPA. So after the PPA, there's one female player who shot through the global duper rankings and is now number 13 in the world. and it is a Cincinnati native, Kelsey Matthews. She's
Shout out
13 in the
Kels.
world. At one point, she was 6-0, and then during the week, and she is now sitting at 5.984. So, that's pretty crazy. Like, she's
Cincinnati
basically
Euro, Ohio versus the world. Isn't that what you guys say?
Yeah, it is Ohio versus the world. I mean, we should bring back the showdowns. You know, we got the Cincy crews.
Oh yeah, I freaking beat up on y'all, man. The Louisville crew that consisted of me and then 3 people not at all from Louisville. Mari's from.
Mari.
Yeah, Mari went to Louisville, but she's from Sao Paulo. But no, I mean she's the closest. But then we had Amanda Henry. That was a great addition.
Yeah, we gave you guys a pretty strong guest appearance.
And then Jim Jobin lived in Lexington, so if we did an actual Louisville, my point is, if we did like an actual Louisville Cincy, I think I like your chances there.
Well, especially with Allie and Kelsey just constantly leveling up. But
yeah, exactly. No, shout out to Kels, man, that's awesome. But I have a question for you, Kevin.
Go for it.
All right, so Kelsey's duper is now like a full point higher than yours. Would 2 Kelsey Matthews beat 2 Kevin Dongs?
Like a 5.98 versus 5.8. Yeah.
Would 2 Kelsey Matthews beat 2 Kevin Dongs?
I should probably, if it wasn't so late, I would call Kelsey right now. Or maybe I should call Kelsey. Do you want me to call her?
Yeah, call her up.
This is going to be, all right, let's see. Hey, Kelsey, are you okay if I have this recorded on the podcast? Because I have a question for you.
Sure.
Okay.
What up, Kels?
So AC Baby said you are now a 5.98 and Kevin is a 5.88. So would 2 Kelseys beat 2 Kevins?
Ooh. Okay, I hate to say this, but no. I don't think 2 Kelseys could beat 2 Kevins.
Dude,
Because,
I think 2
unless
Kelseys
Kelsey all of a sudden learns how to be a strong left side Kelsey, there's no way, because Kevin can play both the right and the left. You're way more aggressive. I just don't think we could handle your power. Not yet.
Power from where? The power from where? The serve, the drive?
No, AC said power from where? What does Kevin hit hard?
What doesn't he hit hard?
I think it's a bad match. I do think 2 Kevins is a bad.
You're flicking out of the air. Like, I just don't think 2 Kelseys would be a great matchup for the chaos that comes with 2 Kevins.
Okay, I do think 2
Kevins is a bad matchup for 2 Kelseys.
You agree?
I do think, I do think a little bit of it is matchup. I do think skill, overall skill, like definitely close, right? But it is kind of like with the left side, Kelsey would be seeing 90% of the balls, which might be an issue. And
for sure.
And I would think that but at the same time, I could easily see if we played like 10 games, I could easily see the 2 Kelseys snagging at least a couple of like, hey, you're going to serve big, drive big, and crash big too. Like you're going to, like, I think you in the kitchen might be tough unless right side Kelsey gets more balls because your forehand roll is going to be destroying us. But if you can make up for that with the crashing and transition because you are really scary there too.
If the left side Kelsey, if there could be a 5'9" left side Kelsey, then I feel like it might be 50-50.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
If it was Kelsey today and just put me on the left, then you've got, I'd say, 70-30.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels about right.
That's
Like, yeah, like out of 10 games, I think you would get 2 or 3.
Exactly.
But
with the right side Kelsey today, just put her on the left.
Right.
But left side Kelsey,
All right.
we're talking 50-50
okay.
minimum. Yeah.
All right.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
All right,
no,
Kels. Well, I'm still putting my money on 2.
You're on the
I'm
podcast
still,
right now?
yeah, we're on the pod right now. I'm still putting my
AC's
money
about
on
to
2
say something.
Kelseys.
Okay.
But
wait, AC, what'd you say?
I'm still putting my money on 2 Kelseys.
AC says he's putting his money on 2 Kelseys, but
Oh, thanks, Casey.
Thanks, Kelsey.
all right. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right, see you. All right. Well, there you have it.
Yeah,
I think she get 2 or 3 games.
No, that's a good point though, because she really does only play the right. So
Yeah, I mean, I think if a Kevin was coaching the 2 Kelseys, I think they would for sure get 2 or 3 games because.
all right, we're getting too far into the meta here. So if 2 Kelseys were playing 2 Kevins, but there was a third Kevin coaching the Kelsey, then we might take the Kelseys. All right, let's move on. Good
Okay,
hypothetical. Right. I like that segment though. We should call more people into the podcast.
Right, like that was like a unplanned guest. All right, next one.
What else we got? Oh, you got a question?
Quick little Moneyball recap.
Yeah. Run through.
Okay, so this was a pretty good Moneyball. Like each event, men's doubles, women's doubles, mixed doubles, had a prize pool of like $3,500. So the winners got $2,000. That's pretty good.
And this was in Indy, no?
Yeah, this is in Carmel, or basically Indianapolis.
Carmel, the roundabout capital of the world.
Yes, there's so many traffic circles.
It's nothing but traffic circles. People there love it. I am always so confused. I feel like I'm gonna get hit at any point in time.
Yeah.
But people are going like 2 miles an hour, so it wouldn't matter anyway. But I never know what's going on when I'm driving in Carmel.
I'm so glad there was not like a ton of traffic when I was there because I'm for sure in the wrong lane every time because it's 2-lane traffic circles.
Yeah.
That's what blows my mind. Is like if it's 1 lane, oh, simple. 2 lanes, I start to lose the little bit of the geometry there. But anyway, $2,000 for the winners, $1,000 for the second, and then $500 for bronze. And I got to play with my good buddy Phil Gruber. And beforehand, we were like, more than 50% of the tournaments we played together, one of us has cramped and ruined the day. So our first tournament ever was like a 4 or 5 PPA, and Phil ended up cramping, and we barely limped across the finish line on that day. We didn't really do anything that great. The second time we played together, I ended up cramping, and we ended up getting 4th, so we just missed out on money. And then I think we played another time, and we were fine. But basically, this was all right, this is our redemption arc. We gotta put a full tournament day together. Maxed out electrolytes. We had But
you guys are playing inside in air conditioning as well, too, no?
Right.
Yeah.
Best conditions possible. We fueled up on electrolytes on water. We had 4,000 calories of Thai food the night before. So we're feeling great. This is as peak performance as you can get. The Ferraris are loaded, well maintained. We're good to go. But it's almost it was kind of a funny style that we played because Phil loves being the steady guy. He's always I hate when anyone makes an unforced error. It just ruins the points.
He'll sit there and hit backhand dinks all day long.
Yeah, even though you're earning points, you might be his worst nightmare of a partner because you're gonna make errors and you're gonna win points.
But sure.
he's always gonna think.
If he played with the Orlando version of me.
Right. But he's just gonna always think about the unforced errors. And so it's just funny because when I play with Wade, I let Wade be the creator and I'm the steady guy. If I'm not poaching, in transition, I'm the steady guy. But this was I got the full role reversal of I get to be the creator and Phil's just out there grinding backhand dinks, rolling it everywhere. If he's on the right side, he's running around the forehand, doing the Annalise speed up through the middle or through the down line every which direction or just rolling it. And basically even when I was on the right, I was playing on the left side sometimes, just hunting for flicks. And it was a spectacle. I'm not gonna lie. It was literally if I was a lefty playing mixed in the kitchen, but Phil was getting us to the kitchen. And
yeah, but your backhand over the middle is so strong. I feel that actually probably worked out well for you.
Yeah, that's kind of
because he rolls him off the court and you can step in and flick out of the air.
Yes, that's literally our game plan. Is Phil's gonna roll people through the middle, out wide. Kevin's gonna hunt out of the air, and that's our bread and butter. And Phil hit 90% of the balls, And the balls I did touch was like to try and like just pop one through someone. Like,
Yeah, but it's good. I think it's good too, like to play with people. Like when you're having to shift your role, it just makes you more dynamic.
I think being versatile is honestly more fun,
Right.
but also just a good skill.
100%.
But it I'm all for being the steady guy, but it is
It's more fun to be when that's your clear role to just go out there and just kind
Hunt
of
around.
muck it up a little bit.
exactly. And we ended up getting to the finals, and we ran to Casey Cullen and Alex Wynn. Both of them are really good. I think Casey's like a 6-1 plus or whatever. And we lost a tight one, 11-8 in the third, but
Oof.
it was
Didn't
a
cramp.
huh? No
Didn't
cramps.
cramp?
No
Okay.
cramps, but Phil was about to take a timeout just because he was purely tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was honestly successful men's day. Definitely fun to play with Phil because I've known him for so long from college tennis over a decade ago to now. And then in mixed doubles, it was me and Allie, and we ended up playing Phil and Kelsey in the finals. So not two Kevins against two Kelseys, but we each had a partner. And yeah, it was like a back and forth, just the most game of runs type of match possible. We won game 1, we lost game 2, and then in game 3, Allie and I went up 10-0.
Wow.
Just a big run of like, I got a couple crashes, like all of our speed ups worked. And then all of a sudden at 10-0, they win 1 point. They're like jokingly like, yeah, we did it. And then they win another 8, and it's all of a sudden it's like 9-10.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and we
Never
it
that
was
one down, brother.
it was like the reverse. All of a sudden, like Kelsey was crashing, like Phil was winning every hands battle, and it was just like, oh, like could not stop their momentum. And then finally got the ball back, got one net cord and won the match, and we were like, wow, that's how this ends, is off of a net cord winner.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the crazy thing about pickleball, man. Like, especially I feel like, I mean, singles and doubles alike, but like, you really have to just stay in it no matter what. Like, it's very easy to, I guess, like even for me, like when you're down like 6-1 or 7-1, but like you see it all the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can come back. There's no shot clock. Like there's no, it's on you. It's on your paddle.
Yeah.
So.
If you're
But I
playing,
think it's a good lesson to learn, like for you, like when you're up 10-0 and then almost lose, like thank goodness I didn't, because next time you're up 10-0, like you'll probably play with a little more intensity and a little more, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Allie and I were going
sure.
full effort. Like they got really, really hot. And yeah, I mean, sure, there were like a couple of extra unforced errors, but it was like, I mean, I don't think we really let off in terms of like focus and attention. Like it was just that much of a run where like everything they touched was just like getting through us.
Sure.
But I do agree, like 7-2 is not a big enough lead. Like
No.
I feel like anytime you're competing is like, this is not a big enough lead. Like we want more. Like we need the next one. Like doesn't matter
Right.
what the score is. So
100%.
that's yeah. Which I mean, let's transition to that because we got biggest lessons learned and then viewer Q&A. Biggest lesson learned from the last 2 weeks. Mine is just that. Yeah, a game of runs. Pickleball is a game of runs. You can never count on your lead until you convert it to a win. Never let up. But
Okay.
what's your biggest takeaway?
I suck without my paddle. No. I would say this. I would say you can't always control the circumstances, but you can control your attitude.
I like it.
That's
Should we
what I
do-
would say.
Should we do a couple of viewer Q&As?
Let's do it.
So one is from Zach Marceau, great guy, good pickleball player. How happy is AC now that the Proton is back on their approved list?
I mean, I think if you just listen to this episode, you will gather that I am very happy.
Yeah.
More so relieved.
Right.
And again, I can learn to play with anything, but I just need to know what I'm playing with. Give me a week with it. We'll move on.
You'll bond with
Very
the
happy,
bond.
Zach.
Yeah.
I
All
gave
right,
Zach, I think, two. I had a couple of Yolas. I just gave them to Zach. A couple of Hyperions.
Nice. So,
He's a good kid, that Zach Marceau.
he's got an analytical mind for sure, which I love.
Does he? No, I'm kidding. Zach smart guy.
Okay, next one is from Nate, and they asked, should the PPA and APP have a showcase? Time to have that talk, and who would win? So my take on this is that if you take the top 5 men's doubles teams on the PPA, yes, like they're gonna beat the top 5 teams from the APP. Like that's for sure. That's almost certainly going to happen. But once you remove the Ben and Gabe, you remove Andre and Alshon, you remove CJ, J-Dub, and Fed and Hayden. I think once you remove top 4 or 5, I feel like you would see a lot more APP wins than you would think. Not 50%, but if you remove top 10 doubles teams from the PPA, I think all of a sudden it's going to start looking a lot more even.
But you're saying like if you take out the top 10 teams, but you keep in the top APP teams?
Yeah. Basically, the PPA is way, way top heavier, but I feel like the APP is plenty deep.
Yeah, I think there's a ton of great players that play APP. Obviously, like that's where I came from. But I think like you could also stick like a Rafa Hewitt and a Marshall Brown in an APP, and like they're probably making finals. Like maybe not, but like
I would love to see that. I'm not saying they wouldn't.
To see it. Like I just would like. I don't know. It's just hard to like that middle tier of doubles teams on the PPA who like don't do much in PPA because they have to play.
Ben and Gabe and round 2
and all that. I would be interested to see like how they would do. Like would I'm trying to think of like a team that sticks out, like a Michael Lloyd and Roscoe Bellamy. Like how do they do? I don't know. Like do they go in there and win it? I'm not sure. I think obviously Jack and Will like are a team that could compete, right? Like you would think at a pretty high level, at a pretty high clip on the PPA tour. Like Richard and Tanner, I mean, they've done, I don't know. You and Wade haven't really played against top PPA competition, so
yeah. But I guess my point is that there's so much parity in the APP. It's not like that. It's not like the same exact teams. 2 teams are getting to the finals every tournament now, and it's like, well, not saying that all the APP, not all the matchups are going to favor the APP players, but I feel like the narrative is that like everyone PPA is better than everyone APP.
No,
that's just not true.
No, but again, like I just like that's one thing. Like you see people break through in singles all the time, like on PPA, or at least break through, maybe not become. I mean, I guess Goins kind of did. He won 2 in a row, and he never even sniffed a quarterfinal in an APP. Different scoring formats and all that. But like you haven't really seen like somebody come in from the outside in doubles and like go to the top right away.
I might need a fact check on this, but I'm pretty sure Jack Monroe played a couple tournaments with Julian Arnold, and at least once they made like a quarters run.
No, they had some decent success. Like I think obviously like Monroe, how like I think it's just tough to say. I would be more interested to see how to sort of the middle of the pack PPA teams do, because I think it's like to your point.
Well, like or even not maybe not middle of the pack, but like even like Richard and Tanner, or like
right. But like if Richard and Tanner play, say like a Dylan Frazier and Riley Newman, how does that go? I'd be interested to see how that would go.
I would love to see that. And look, I get that my take is probably the hot take of the side of this, but again, like you're probably not going to see it.
The original question, the showcase will never happen. So
yeah, you're not going to see it.
It's just not. So
yeah. All right.
Anyway.
Well, anything else you want to share?
Not much, Kevin. I'm gonna flip the script. Positive vibes only moving forward. I got a bunch of fresh flamingos on the way. It's actually funny because like from Orlando, I posted a reel about like appreciating what you have until like, in a moment it can all change. And I said it in a way that was like kind of meant to be a joke, although I do believe in that similar sentiment. But I had people reaching out to me and being like, or people were like reposting and being like, AC spitting facts. And I'm like, little these people know I'm talking about how sad that I am that I can't play with my pickleball paddle. But
I was so genuinely worried that something really bad happened.
Yeah, I know. And that's unfair to you. But I felt like when I started singing that it was like a giveaway that I was being a little goofy. But
Okay, yes, but at the same time, I was like, oh, like it's that bad. Like the situation is that bad.
do you know that song?
I don't remember it.
Only miss the sun when it starts to snow.
Oh, yeah.
Only know you love her when you let her go. Banger.
Mhm.
Well, all right. Well, what's next for you, Kev?
I don't have a tournament until October 8th, I believe. So I'll be playing with Helen Toe, who is buddies with Parth, who beat you, unfortunately, in mixed doubles. And then
That's
also
little Parth, man. You wait
and then
till
playing.
I'm gonna freaking set up a bunch of grudge matches of all these people that I lost to when I have my stupid paddle back. Little
And then,
Parth.
yeah.
No, I'm
Well,
kidding.
I'm
Hey,
actually.
Parth's the man. Yeah, he that boy, he's going places. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to find men's partners for the 2 tournaments in November. So October I'm playing with Etienne, and then try to figure out who I'm gonna play
All
with
right,
in
dude.
November.
Drop the Instagram vid, dude. That's what I'm
Get
doing.
the full scouting report.
I just got a partner, man.
Yeah.
Just
Maybe
got a
I'll have to give it a go.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Kevin Dong. I have a really good flick. Like I bring the chaos. If anybody wants to play with me, please play with me.
Right.
So stupid, but. All right, guys. Well, thanks for following along. I promise to be in better spirits next time you catch us.
Sounds good. See you on the next one.
Ciao.
So that's not a little bored. That sucks. Life's tough. Last thing I need is more stuff. I need a little more time.